Heaven couldn't believe it. Chosen one, you just did the unthinkable. While most crumble under pressure, you made a choice that stunned the heavens, and they're still talking about it. Angels have paused in disbelief, their wings frozen in awe. Why? Because you chose the hardest path, the one that no one else dares to take, the path that changes everything. When the world tried to break you, when every part of you screamed for the easy way out, you didn't just survive, you triumphed. And heaven saw it all. Your strength didn't just echo through your world, it shook the heavens themselves. What did you do that made even the angels drop their jaws? Keep watching, because the answer to that question will reveal something bigger than you ever imagined. Comment 777 below if you felt the weight of heaven's gaze. And thank you to everyone who's supported through Super. Thanks, your faith fuels this divine journey. Now, let's dive into the moment that left heaven stunned. God's chosen ones. Heaven couldn't believe you actually did this. In the silence of your most agonizing battles, when no one was watching, heaven saw it all. Those nights you cried yourself to sleep, fighting battles no one else could understand, heaven saw. The mornings when your body screamed for rest, yet you rose, dragging yourself to keep moving, heaven saw. They weren't just watching your loud victories. No, it was the hidden struggles, the silent sacrifices, the moments when you thought you were alone in your suffering, that moved the very forces of the universe. Have you ever wondered if anyone truly sees the weight you carry? Rest assured, the heavens do. It's not the applause or recognition from the world that matters. It's the quiet perseverance that echoes through the corridors of eternity. What if I told you those hidden moments are the ones that shape the trajectory of your destiny? The story of Job comes to mind, a man whose suffering was so great. Even his closest friends accused him of having done something wrong. But in his quiet moments of loss, when his body and spirit were at their lowest, God was watching. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. And even though the world did not understand, God saw Job's unwavering faith, his persistence in the face of pain, in those silent hours when no applause rang out. Heaven was moved. Your suffering, with your sacrifices, they are not unnoticed. And here's the truth. The world may never understand your trials, but in the divine economy, your endurance has been stored up for a time of great reward. Every tear you shed in silence is being counted, for it all plays a part in God's greater plan for you. Isn't it astonishing that your quiet faith might be the very thing heaven has been waiting for? Now, imagine your life as a symphony. The world listens for the grand overtures, the soaring crescendos. But heaven listens for something else, those subtle, sacred notes that no audience on earth could ever hear. Like the quiet hum of a violin strings in the background of Beethoven's Missa Solemnis. These moments when you chose faith over fear, kindness over revenge, silence over anger resonate with the divine. No one on earth would ever notice these quiet, sacred moments. But the angels, they hear them clearly. And it is in those moments, when you thought no one was watching, that heaven's symphony reaches its most divine notes. Can you sense it? The melody of your life, composed in the secret chambers of your heart, is being played for the King of Heaven. Take, for example, the life of Maya Angelou, the renowned poet and civil rights activist. whose wisdom transcends generations. She once said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." Her life was a constant battle, filled with silence, hardships, and sacrifices that no one could see. Yet, her voice, her unshaken faith in humanity and the divine, became a beacon of hope for the world. In her darkest moments, heaven heard her whispered prayers, just as it hears yours now. Does your soul ever echo with a prayer so deep that only God's ears can understand it? That prayer, my friend, is being heard. Angelou's resilience was born out of pain, and so is yours. The invisible struggles she overcame gave birth to a legacy of light. Just as your quiet victories are laying the foundation for a greater testimony than you could imagine, in the stillness, God is crafting a masterpiece from the fragments of your silent battles. It's in those moments of choice, the choice to forgive instead of strike back, to believe in light despite being surrounded by darkness, that heaven is moved. Jesus, on the cross, in his final moments, said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Luke 23:34. This was not the moment of triumph that people expected. It was the quietest, most painful moment. And yet, heaven stood in awe of his decision. Could it be that the quietest, most painful moments of your life are where your greatest victory lies? Think about this. In that single moment, when all the world saw was defeat, heaven saw the greatest victory ever recorded. In your silent moments of forgiveness, in your moments of faith in the unseen, you mirror the heart of the divine. These moments, when you choose the difficult road, are the very moments that echo into eternity. Your sacrifices, those that no one else applauded, those that you thought were wasted, are the very moments that make heaven stop and take notice. The angels witness the silent sighs, the quiet strength that refuses to give up, the moments when you chose faith over sight. These are the notes that heaven dances to. And now, as you stand on the threshold of your breakthrough, know this: the victory is already written in the stars. You may have thought that your sacrifices were lost, but heaven has been taking note of every step you've taken in faith. Like the mustard seed, your quiet obedience has the power to move mountains. Stand tall, chosen one. Your silent sacrifices have not been in vain. The very moments you thought were wasted have positioned you for a divine shift. Heaven is on the edge of its seat, waiting to see what comes next in your story. You, who have chosen to rise in silence, are about to hear the loudest applause from heaven itself. The divine symphony that is your life is playing its most beautiful movement yet. And this moment, the moment when heaven takes notice of your sacrifice, is just the beginning. Will you stand and claim the victory that's been waiting for you all along? You see, anyone can sing when the stage lights are bright, but it takes something extraordinary to keep your song alive in the midnight hours, when no one is watching, when the world is silent, and your spirit is on the verge of collapse. That's where the difference lies, and that's why heaven was shocked by what you did. In a world that crumbles under the weight of its own trials, you stood firm. You didn't let pain harden your heart, nor did you allow betrayal to define you. You didn't let failure become your identity. When the winds of life were pushing against you, you planted your feet deeper, dug in, and held your ground. You kept going, and that's what sets you apart from the rest of the world. The world celebrates victories that can be seen, but heaven honors the quiet perseverance that no one notices. in your heart. You know that the true test was not whether you fell, but whether you rose again. The depth of your spirit has been forged through fire, and now it stands unshaken, anchored in divine strength. In the Bible, we read about Joseph, who was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, and sold into slavery. But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring about this present result, to preserve many people alive. Genesis 50-20. Despite the pain, despite the heartache, Joseph didn't allow his circumstances to dictate his future. He rose higher than his enemies could ever imagine, not because the world handed him a crown, but because he chose to persevere, to keep moving forward when everything seemed against him. Just like Joseph, your moment of betrayal, your deepest hurt, has been woven into the very fabric of your destiny. Can you feel it? That deep strength that no one but you and God can understand. In the quiet moments, when you felt unseen, God was preparing you for a greater purpose. Just as Joseph's dreams were realized through trials, your own dreams are being refined by the fire of adversity. It's in those moments when you felt broken that God was shaping you into something indestructible. What the world doesn't realize is that the real power isn't in the moments of victory when the applause rings loud. The real power, the radical power, is in how you respond when the applause dies down, when the stage is empty, and when only the echo of your heartbeat remains. The world may not see it, but heaven sees your persistence. Just like the mighty oak tree that withstands the storm, your roots have gone deeper in the soil of faith with each passing trial. You may have been knocked down, but like the tree that bends in the wind yet remains standing, you've only grown stronger. In the harshest storms, the oak doesn't break, it becomes more rooted, more grounded, and that's what heaven is watching. They are in awe of your perseverance. You may have felt as though the winds were trying to uproot you, but in truth, they were only deepening your foundation. The oak doesn't fear the storm, it welcomes it, knowing that with every gust, it grows taller and stronger. The winds of adversity have only made you more deeply rooted in the soil of divine purpose. Take, for example, the life of Nelson Mandela, a man who spent 27 years in prison. Many thought he would break, that the weight of isolation and oppression would destroy him. But instead, Mandela became the symbol of resilience. In his own words, he declared, "I never lose. I either win or learn." He chose to keep going. Isn't it profound how some of the most powerful souls are forged in the darkest, most challenging times? Like the phoenix rising from the ashes, Mandela's strength came not from avoiding suffering, but from embracing it and rising above it. In his 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela's spirit was not broken, it was refined. Every trial was a stepping stone, every injustice a catalyst for his rise. Like a goldsmith refining precious metal, his endurance polished his character into a beacon of light for the world. Your journey, too, has been a process of refining, shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying divine purpose. And just like the phoenix, your perseverance is a radical declaration to the world. You will not be defeated. You, chosen one, chose to defy the odds when everything around you said to quit. You are a testament to what happens when you decide not to let failure define you, not to let betrayal win, and not to let pain consume your identity. It's in the moments when the world expected you to break that you built the foundation of your greatest success. The story of the phoenix, reborn from its ashes, is a perfect metaphor for you. You are not defined by your failures, but by how you rise from them. Every hardship, every trial, has been a catalyst for your transformation. Just as the phoenix's fire is not its end, but its beginning. But don't think that everyone around you will understand this divine resilience. There will be those, like Judas, who will betray you for their own gain. But Jesus said to him, "Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" Luke 22:48. Judas thought he could stop the movement of God's kingdom, but all he did was play a part in its fulfillment. Betrayal may feel like a dagger to the heart, but it will not defeat you. Just as Judas's betrayal led to Jesus' greatest triumph, your own trials will lead to your breakthrough. Betrayal may break your heart, but it cannot break your purpose. Judas thought he had power over Jesus, but it was the very betrayal that led to the fulfillment of divine destiny. In the same way, those who betray you will only push you closer to the destiny God has prepared for you. Stand tall now, chosen one. Heaven has witnessed your unseen sacrifices, your quiet perseverance, and the unspoken strength that carried you through. The world may never understand the weight you've carried, but heaven does. And in that understanding, your victory is already being written. The applause of heaven is waiting for you, and this is just the beginning of your divine rise. You are not just a survivor, you are a victor, a conqueror. And now, the world will witness your rise. It's time to claim what has always been yours. Stand up, chosen one, for your divine victory is at hand. It sends ripples through eternity. This, what you are living right now, has been foretold in the heavens for centuries. It's the very reason why the angels stood in awe of you, watching as you became not just a witness, but the embodiment of a story that had only been told in parables and prophecies. You became the very sermon they've heard for ages. But now, you've brought it to life in flesh and blood. The angels, those eternal beings who observe from the edges of time. We have seen countless souls pass through the gauntlet of life, but they've never witnessed anything like this. You are the living testimony of God's grace, and you radiate it in ways that even the heavens had not expected. In you, heaven sees the fulfillment of prophecies, a manifestation of promises that stretch through the ages. It is as though every moment of your life was crafted and woven into a divine tapestry, with threads of grace, strength, and sacrifice that are only fully understood in eternity. You, chosen one, are the living embodiment of God's greatest desire to live through you, to shine through you, to show the world that light can indeed endure even in the deepest darkness. In the book of Matthew, Jesus declares, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden." Matthew 5:4. This isn't just a metaphor. You, chosen one, have become that very light, the beacon that shines through the darkness, unyielding in its brilliance. It's easy to shine when the world celebrates you, but you chose to shine when the world rejected you, when it turned its back, when everything seemed to close in around you. And that's where the true power lies. When you could have chosen despair, and you chose hope. When you could have retaliated, you chose peace. Isn't it extraordinary how, in the moments of deepest darkness, you've become the very thing that the world needs most, like the stars that pierce through the midnight sky. Your light has become a guiding beacon for those lost in their own darkness. The world may not have understood your sacrifices or your quiet moments of perseverance, but heaven does. In those unseen moments, you were being prepared for the crown that awaited you. Every act of kindness, every whisper of forgiveness, every choice to walk in love has been stored in the heavens as a testimony of your obedience and faithfulness. Think about the power of resonance, a concept studied in physics, where the vibration of an object can set other objects into motion. When you chose to hold on to light, even when everything was dark, your choice created a ripple of divine resonance that has shaken the very fabric of reality. You are the frequency that alters everything around you. The angels have watched as your spirit vibrates at a frequency so pure, so full of grace, that it has not only changed your own life, but is reverberating into eternity, impacting others in ways you may never see. But heaven feels deeply, just as a single pebble, dropped into still water, sends ripples across the entire surface. Your choice to embody grace in the face of adversity has created waves that will echo for generations. The choice you made to not give in to bitterness, to forgive those who wronged you, has set the course for future generations to walk in the same light you've created. And heaven watches, knowing the power of that one choice. The resonance of your light continues to reverberate, not just through this moment, but across the vast expanse of time. Every person who encounters your grace feels that ripple, and in some way, it changes their path. Just as yours was changed, your actions, though unseen by many, are shifting the very axis of eternity, altering destinies and rewriting futures. Someone like Malala Yousafzai, who, after surviving an assassination attempt, became the global symbol of resilience and the pursuit of education for girls. Her story is one of light emerging from darkness. In the face of violent oppression, Malala chose the light of education and hope, and her decision reverberated around the world. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be the spark that ignites the fire of change? Just like Malala, your light doesn't just illuminate your own path, it creates a trail for others to follow, giving them the strength to rise as well. The impact of your perseverance is like a stone dropped into a river, creating waves of transformation that spread far beyond what you can see. Malala's story didn't just change her own life, it sparked a global movement. Similarly, your perseverance isn't just for your own sake, it's laying the groundwork for something far greater. You are the living proof that one person's decision to live with grace and courage can change the world. Just as Malala showed the world that no force could extinguish her light, so too do you demonstrate that God's grace is unstoppable, unfathomable, and capable of overcoming any darkness. You've become a living testimony of God's grace, grace that covers you in your darkest hours, that holds you when you feel you can't stand any longer. Your life is the very embodiment of what it looks like when someone chooses light, even when surrounded by the most overwhelming darkness. But perhaps you don't see yourself this way. Maybe you've been so focused on your struggles, on the long, hard journey, that you haven't paused to see the beauty of what you've become. You've become the light in a world that's desperate for it. Heaven saw you before the world did. And now, the world is beginning to catch up. You were chosen to carry a light that the world doesn't yet understand. But every step you take, every moment you choose love over hate, forgiveness over bitterness, is a moment that is slowly but surely changing the world around you. You may have doubted your significance, but in every act of grace, You are becoming the embodiment of divine purpose. Heaven sees you, and it rejoices in the way you reflect God's love. What you think is small, your choice to be kind when no one is looking, has a ripple effect far beyond your understanding. But in the quiet moments, when the world seems to forget, when your sacrifices remain unnoticed, do not mistake this for a lack of impact. Every moment of grace, every choice to love when it's easier to hate, every step you took toward forgiveness in the midst of pain, is creating an eternal ripple. The angels are watching, but so is God. And just as the stars are placed in the heavens by divine hands, your place in this world is no accident. Heaven's applause is already on its way, because you are fulfilling the highest calling to be the light in the darkness, to walk in grace even when the world is heavy with hatred, to be the living testimony of God's love and mercy. Your story is the story of divine redemption unfolding in real time, and heaven cannot help but stand in awe of you. You have become a living epistle, one that speaks of God's grace and power, and in that grace, you are shaping the destiny of the world. So stand tall now. Chosen one, heaven is not merely watching you. Heaven is rejoicing, knowing that the message that was once only spoken in the celestial realm is now walking the earth in you. Rise in your light, for you are a reflection of divine grace that no darkness can ever extinguish. The world needs your radiance, and it's time to shine brighter than ever before. This is not just a story of survival, this is a story of triumph, and heaven, with all its power, is behind you, cheering you on. The time for your light to shine has arrived. You are the fulfillment of divine promises. Rise, chosen one, and let your light shine brighter than ever before. Maybe you're still caught up in the ordinary details of life, the bills, the disappointments, the routines that can feel like a never-ending cycle. But in the spirit, something far deeper is unfolding. Your seemingly mundane moments, those that the world overlooks, have actually been extraordinary in the eyes of heaven. Every small act of integrity, every quiet moment where you chose to stand firm in your faith, every instance when you remained calm in the face of provocation, these are the moments that have been echoing in the halls of heaven like thunder. Heaven doesn't measure greatness by the loudness of your actions, but by the purity of your heart and your willingness to rise above the world's temptations. Think about the last time you could have retaliated, but instead, you released it. The world tells you to fight back, to get even, to stand your ground at all costs. But in that moment, when your heart burned with the urge to lash out, you chose grace instead, and in doing so, you chose to reflect Christ's ultimate sacrifice on the cross. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Luke 23:34. Jesus didn't retaliate in the face of unjust suffering. He extended grace to those who crucified him, embodying the deepest truth of divine mercy. When you chose to release the anger and forgive, you walked in that same divine light. Can you even begin to understand the magnitude of that choice? Every time you choose to forgive, you are declaring the victory of God's love over the chaos of this world. Your act of grace is rewriting history in ways you can't yet fathom, shifting the spiritual atmosphere around you and making the impossible possible. The Bible speaks of the power of small acts of kindness, like a cup of cold water given in the name of a disciple, Matthew 10:42. That water, though small, holds an eternal weight, and every act you perform in grace, every time you choose love, resonates in the same way. In the grand scheme of the universe, you may feel small, but every quiet act of love, every instance where you could have been bitter but chose peace instead, has an eternal impact. Heaven sees these moments, not as fleeting, but as powerful echoes that shape the eternal narrative. Do you realize how your everyday choices are shaping the future? Every small act of love is a thread woven into the fabric of eternity. In those moments when you've been tempted to let bitterness take root, you resist. The world is filled with hate, hurt, and disillusionment, but you've chosen to rise above it. Not everyone will understand this. The world might tell you that revenge feels sweet, that giving in to anger is the easy way. But every time you chose to walk in peace, you became a light for those who are watching. Even in the darkest corners of your life, you reflected the light of Christ. This is why heaven rejoices, because every time you stand firm in love, you bring a little more of heaven to earth. Heaven didn't expect you to be perfect, but it knew that you would choose to be faithful to God's calling. In the quiet spaces of your life, your choices have reverberated like ripples on a vast, unseen ocean, like a single note in a symphony. Your decisions, though small and unnoticed by the world, have created waves that stretch out into eternity. You might think these are insignificant moments, but heaven knows better. Every time you chose to act with integrity, when you could have acted selfishly, you set off a chain reaction that only heaven can comprehend. The angels themselves are watching, in awe, because they see how your every act of obedience unlocks divine potential that was placed inside you long ago. Can you hear the music of heaven stirring in response to your actions? Your life, much like a symphony composed of many movements, has built up toward a crescendo. Every trial, every hardship, has added a layer to the divine melody that is your life. It's not the loud victories or visible triumphs that define you, it's the quiet resilience, the unshakable faith that the world doesn't see but heaven celebrates. The angels witness each note, each moment of grace, and in their heavenly symphony, they see the music of your soul aligning with God's eternal plan, just like Beethoven's Missa Solemnis, which builds to an overwhelming crescendo. Your life has been composed to sing the glory of God in ways that only eternity will fully understand. The path you are walking was designed before you ever took a step. Someone like Rosa Parks, whose simple act of defiance in refusing to give up her seat became the spark for a movement that changed the world. In her words, "I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up." She didn't know at that moment the immense power of her choice, but she made it anyway. Similarly, your everyday choices, which may seem small and unnoticed, are stirring something great. Just like Rosa, your acts of grace, even when they seem insignificant, are setting off a spiritual revolution. You are not just choosing peace, you are choosing to rewrite the future of those who come after you. And this ripple effect, though it may seem invisible now, is more powerful than you realize. Every time you choose grace over anger, every time you choose love over hate, you are reshaping the world not only around you, but in ways that will echo through eternity. You are not merely surviving, you are actively building the kingdom of God. Moment by moment, the greatest miracles happen in the quietest spaces where heaven meets earth in your smallest decisions. These moments of faith, these tiny acts of kindness, are the building blocks of divine transformation. And heaven has been watching, waiting, and rejoicing, because you are creating something beautiful out of the ordinary. As you continue on this journey, know this: your life is not ordinary. You have become a vessel through which heaven's glory flows. Your every decision is a note in a divine melody that stretches into eternity. The world may not understand your path, and at times you may wonder if your choices matter. But heaven sees, and more importantly, God sees. Every act of grace, every choice to love when it's hard, every time you chose peace over chaos, is being held in eternity as an example of divine strength. The symphony of your life has been composed by God Himself, and you are the conductor of that symphony. You have the power to choose what resonates and what does not. Your choices have created an orchestra of light, where each instrument plays a role in revealing the beauty of God's plan. With every choice you make, you are adding layers to this divine piece of music. Your story is one that will be told in eternity, where the echoes of your faithfulness will never fade. Heaven stands in awe of your song, and now the world will hear it too. The last time you could have spoken words that cut, but instead you chose silence. That moment when anger rose within you, when bitterness threatened to spill out, but you held it in. Do you realize how profound that moment was? The world doesn't often understand the significance of choosing silence when it would be so easy to strike back. But heaven saw it clearly. It was in that moment when you could have compromised, when you could have given up on your principles. But instead, you stood firm, refusing to let circumstances define your integrity. The world might view these decisions as small, insignificant, fleeting, but in heaven's eyes, they were monumental acts of strength. What the world misses, heaven celebrates. In 1 Corinthians 10:13, it's written, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear." Every time you chose to stand firm, when the world pushed you to bend, you were embodying that divine truth. Each time you resisted the urge to compromise your values, to choose the easy path, you were not just resisting temptation, you were growing. Your choices were sculpting you, chiseling away at the parts of you that were still uncertain, still tethered to the world's ways. And through it all, you were becoming someone even you could not yet fully recognize, someone who was stronger, wiser, more radiant than before. You may not always feel it, but in the spirit, you are glowing. The small decisions, the quiet sacrifices you've made have turned into an internal light that shines brighter than any outward victory. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to glow from within? It's not the light that comes from success or applause. It's the light that comes from enduring, from standing when everything around you says to lie down and give up. Your resilience, your ability to stand when others fall, has created a light so unmistakable that even those who don't understand you feel its power. Your light is disruptive in the best way possible. It rattles the comfort of those who cling to darkness. Yet it is a beacon of hope for those searching for the way out. Think of how the moon, in the darkest of nights, casts its light across the sky. It doesn't create light on its own. It reflects the sun's radiance, just as your spirit reflects the divine strength of God. The moon itself is often unseen during the day, yet it continues its cycle, quietly but consistently offering light when the world needs it most. Just like the moon, your light may not always be visible to everyone, but it is there, shining through even the darkest moments. The more you stand firm, The more you endure without giving in, the more radiant you become, and what the world cannot understand. Heaven has long known you are becoming a mirror of God's glory, glowing with divine power. And this is where heaven is not shocked. Heaven is not in awe because you are perfect, because you've never made a mistake or faltered. Heaven is stunned because you kept saying yes to God's will when every part of you, your heart, your mind, your circumstances wanted to say no. Just like the prophet Elijah, who stood alone in front of the 450 prophets of Baal and chose to trust God against all odds. 1 Kings 18:36-39. You too have chosen to say yes when everything in your life screamed no. This choice is what makes you extraordinary. Take, for example, the story of Judas Iscariot, who, driven by greed and betrayal, chose to sell out his Savior for 30 pieces of silver. Judas had walked alongside Jesus, witnessed the miracles, and shared in the love of the Messiah. But in a moment of weakness, he chose betrayal over loyalty, darkness over light. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to betray Jesus to them. They were delighted to hear this and promised to give him money. Mark 14:10-11. His choice to betray not only led to his own ruin, but also brought pain to those around him. Judas's actions led to his tragic end, as he later realized the weight of his betrayal and, consumed by guilt, took his own life. This story shows us that the consequences of choosing darkness over light are far-reaching. In contrast, you've had moments when the world or circumstances tempted you to betray your own values, to give up on your path. But you didn't. You chose light. You chose to stay aligned with God's will, even when the cost seemed too high. In the face of adversity, where Judas chose silver, you chose salvation. The moment you chose grace over anger, forgiveness over vengeance, you created a powerful shift, not only in your own life, but in the spiritual realms around you. Heaven has watched your choices, and it rejoices in your ability to choose light. Even when darkness beckons, heaven is watching you, not because you're perfect, but because of your perseverance. Your yes to God, over and over again, is what is shaping you into the person you are becoming. And here's the truth. Each time you chose to stand your ground, to forgive when it was hard, to remain faithful in the small moments, you grew stronger. You became someone who embodies the grace of God, radiates His light, and becomes a testimony of His power. Heaven is watching because they see the transformation that is happening inside you, a transformation that will ultimately shine through in the world. Are you truly aware of the power of your choices and the divine shift that's taking place in your life right now? Stand tall now. Chosen one. The world may not recognize it yet, but heaven has been preparing you for greatness in the quiet moments, in the struggles that no one else saw. Your resilience has created a light so powerful that even the darkness cannot hide it. This is only the beginning. Your yes is shaking the heavens. The light you are carrying will only grow brighter, and the world will have no choice but to see the reflection of God's glory in you. Stand firm in your light, for heaven has been waiting for this moment. Now it's your time to shine. That's what makes you rare. That's what makes you chosen. Angels are not easily impressed. They have witnessed wonders beyond imagination, light itself colliding with darkness, the very fabric of time bending to God's command, creation itself unfolding in ways that defy comprehension. But still, they pause when they see you. They stop in awe, not because they haven't seen miracles, but because in you, they see something far more extraordinary than anything they have witnessed. They see the resilience of the human spirit, tested and yet refusing to break, standing tall when it would be easier to fall. The Bible tells us that the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Psalm 34:7. You are not just watched over by angels, you are watched with reverence. Why? Because while these heavenly beings have seen countless miracles, they have also seen humanity falter under the weight of despair, bitterness, and regret. They have watched as many fell, crushed beneath the pressure of the world's trials. Yet, despite it all, you stand. You are the living proof that it is possible to stand tall in the face of immense adversity. Your resilience is the very thing that catches the attention of heaven, and it is what sets you apart. Have you ever wondered why they watch you with such wonder? It's because they know the weight of what you are carrying. Heaven sees the silent battles, the times you could have fallen but chose to rise. Do you realize that each time you chose faith over fear, grace over bitterness, you were doing something not even angels could do? You weren't just walking through life, you were becoming a beacon of divine power. In a world that constantly pulls you in every direction, you chose to stand firm, to hold your ground. That, chosen one, is no small feat. It's a miracle in and of itself. The resilience you carry has made you a living proof of God's glory, a light in a world full of darkness. You have seen moments when everything inside you wanted to quit. The burdens of life weighed heavily on you, yet you chose to rise. Each time you stood tall in the face of challenges, you became a testimony to God's strength in human form. You became the example that heaven points to as proof that His grace is sufficient. Your ability to stand firm and not break, when all logic told you to give up, is a miracle that even the angels can't help but witness with awe. You are becoming the very reflection of God's grace and power, not because of your perfection, but because you continue to choose His will despite the storms. Think of someone like Sarah, a schoolteacher who worked tirelessly in an underserved neighborhood. Sarah didn't have fame or wealth, but she had heart and integrity. In the face of adversity, she chose to stand her ground, fighting for her students when no one else would. She worked late nights, offered her resources, and gave love to those who needed it most. Sarah's quiet acts of kindness weren't just fleeting gestures, they were divine investments in the lives of those she impacted. She didn't see the immediate reward of her actions, but heaven saw it. And as Sarah continued to choose love, the ripples of her grace reached far beyond what she could ever comprehend. The truth is, every time you chose forgiveness over hatred, patience over frustration, and faith over fear, heaven took notice. These moments, though quiet and unnoticed by the world, have echoed through eternity. The angels have watched your every choice, and they are astounded by your ability to stay faithful, to hold your light high even when it would have been easier to walk away. Heaven is not amazed by your perfection, but by your persistence. You kept saying yes to God when everything inside of you screamed no. Your life, your choices, have become a beacon for others. And just like Sarah's unseen acts of love, you are laying the foundation for a legacy that will impact generations. Heaven is watching you, not because you're perfect, but because of your perseverance, your yes to God, over and over again. is what is shaping you into the person you are becoming. And here's the truth. Each time you chose to stand your ground, to forgive when it was hard, to remain faithful in the small moments, you grew stronger. You became someone who embodies the grace of God, radiates His light, and becomes a testimony of His power. Heaven is watching because they see the transformation that is happening inside you, a transformation that will ultimately shine through in the world. Stand tall now, chosen one. The world may not recognize it yet, but heaven has been preparing you for greatness in the quiet moments, in the struggles that no one else saw. Your resilience has created a light so powerful that even the darkness cannot hide it. This is only the beginning. Your yes is shaking the heavens. The light you are carrying will only grow brighter, and the world will have no choice but to see the reflection of God's glory in you. Stand firm in your light, for heaven has been waiting for this moment. Now it's your time to shine. They've seen people curse God when the storms hit. They've witnessed countless souls crumble under the weight of adversity, turning their backs when life became too difficult, when the winds howled and the rains fell. But then, they see you. They see you still holding on, still loving, still choosing to walk in the direction of faith despite the very earth beneath you shaking. And that, my friend, is nothing short of a miracle. Have you ever realized that your strength in the face of unimaginable storms is not just for you, but a divine testimony to the world around you? The Bible speaks of Job, a man who lost everything, his wealth, his health, and even his family. Yet, in the midst of his suffering, he said, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him." Job 13:15. In the midst of his devastation, Job chose faith over despair, trusting in God's purpose even when he couldn't understand his circumstances. And just like Job, you too have chosen to trust in God's plan, even when it seemed like everything was falling apart. Heaven doesn't overlook this. The angels stand in awe of your unwavering faith, just as they did when Job continued to believe in God's goodness, even when his world was shattered. Isn't it profound that your ability to trust God in the darkness is what makes you so rare? Now, don't underestimate what you've done. Every time you chose to stay in the fight, to keep loving when others walked away, to hold on to hope when all seemed lost, you were making a powerful statement to the universe. Your obedience, your resilience, might have felt invisible to the world, but heaven has already recorded it. The Lord saw the heart of Job and rewarded him for his faithfulness. Job 42:10. Heaven has been celebrating every step you took, every quiet prayer you whispered in the silence, every tear you shed in secret as you chose to hold on to God's promises. Heaven celebrates your ability to endure, to keep moving forward when it seems easier to quit. And soon, the world will feel the results of your faithfulness. What seemed invisible, unnoticed, is about to be seen. The quiet acts of integrity you performed, the moments when you chose grace over bitterness, are about to bear fruit in public. Do you see it now? The seeds you planted in the soil of obedience are sprouting. The integrity that felt unseen is now becoming undeniable. What was once dismissed as small, insignificant moments will now rise to the surface, like the sweet fruit of a tree that has been watered in secret. You may have wondered if your faithfulness was in vain, but the harvest is coming. Heaven has seen your labor, and it is time for the world to see the fruit that has been produced by your perseverance. Take Mother Teresa as an example. someone who lived most of her life in relative obscurity, serving the poorest of the poor in the slums of Calcutta. She didn't seek fame or accolades. Yet, her quiet acts of love and service impacted millions around the world. She became a vessel of divine love, pouring out from her own empty cup to fill the lives of others. Mother Teresa's strength wasn't found in grand gestures, but in the silent moments when she chose to keep giving, even when she had nothing left to give. Just like her, your strength is not defined by the applause of the world, but by your quiet, persistent faith. And soon, like her, the world will begin to see the fruit of your labor, the love you've shared, the lives you've touched, and the divine impact you've made. You became a soul that refused to quit. In the face of every trial, you chose to keep moving, even when it felt like the world was too heavy to carry. You didn't stop. Have you ever realized how many times you could have given up? Yet you didn't. You are a vessel that kept pouring, even when it seemed empty. The times when you thought you had no more to give, those are the times when heaven was filling you with divine strength, pouring into you what you needed to keep going. You have become a living testimony to the power of perseverance, a vessel through which God's love and strength flow continuously. Stand tall now, chosen one. Heaven has seen your journey, and now the world is about to see the results. The integrity you've maintained in the silence, the love you've given without recognition, is about to be revealed in its full glory. The fruit you've been quietly growing will now be visible to the world. The work you did in the dark, the moments you thought were insignificant, are now coming to light. This is your time. Rise up, for the harvest is coming, and the world will see the light that you've carried all along. A fighter that carried scars and still chose peace. That is not ordinary. That is not overlooked. That is heavenly. You have walked through battles that could have shattered anyone else. And yet you stand, still holding on to grace, still choosing peace when the world screamed for you to fight back with bitterness and anger. This, my friend, is a reflection of something much greater than mere survival. It's a divine testament to the strength of your spirit. You may have felt like no one saw your sacrifices, but heaven saw every single moment you chose the high road, and it wasn't unnoticed. Do you realize the weight of those choices? Heaven has taken note of your endurance, and those choices have already been marked in eternity. The Bible tells us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." Matthew 5-9. You, chosen one, are walking in that very blessing right now. The world looks for strength in victory, in triumph that is loud and visible, but true strength, the kind that carries eternity's weight, is seen in the ability to choose peace, to choose love, when the natural response would be to retaliate. You are living proof that peace is not the absence of conflict but the presence of divine strength, holding steady through the storm. Heaven recognizes the beauty in that choice, the peace you carry, even in the middle of the battlefield, is a reflection of God's grace and power working in your life. This kind of blessing isn't loud. It doesn't arrive in bursts of fireworks or the roar of a crowd. It's subtle. It's quiet. It's steady, just like a river that carves through stone. It may seem like the blessings you've experienced are small, unnoticed by the world, but in truth, you have been surrounded by them your entire life. Every breath you still carry, every moment you didn't quit, every piece of light you held onto when darkness tried to take it from you, that was a blessing. Do you realize that each time you chose to keep going when it felt like you were carrying the weight of the world, you were walking deeper into God's favor? Your resilience has been a form of worship, a quiet declaration to the universe that you trust in the divine plan, even when the path is unclear. The example of Vincent van Gogh, an artist whose brilliance was not recognized during his lifetime. His masterpieces, full of vibrant energy, were dismissed by the world while he lived. Yet his struggles and silent perseverance made way for one of the most profound legacies in art history. Van Gogh's story shows that sometimes blessings are hidden in moments of hardship, in what the world cannot see or understand. The very struggles that were dismissed became his divine offering, and in the end, the world saw the blessing of his work. Like Van Gogh, you have chosen to keep painting, to keep moving forward, even when your efforts went unnoticed. And now, your masterpiece is about to be revealed, not in the way the world expected, but in the light of heaven's applause. And so, here's what you need to remember. You are already walking in a kind of blessing that cannot be taken back. God's hand has been on your life from the very beginning, guiding you, sustaining you, even in the moments when you couldn't see it, no matter how overlooked you felt. His love has never once loosened its grip on you. It has been there, steady, consistent, like the roots of a tree that grows deep even when the branches are shaken by storms. And just as the tree draws from the strength of its roots, you have been drawing from the well of God's love, growing stronger with every trial you face. Stand tall now, chosen one. The blessing you've been walking in, the one that didn't shout, didn't demand attention, is about to be seen. Heaven has already recorded your faithfulness, your quiet acts of love, and now the world will feel the fruit of your obedience. What was invisible is about to become undeniable. You have not only survived, you have thrived, and the world will soon see the light you've carried for so long. You are the miracle in motion. Rise now, for the blessing that you have been walking in is about to make its mark on the world. It's time for the light you've carried in secret to shine openly. That was proof that God's love has never left you. You may have questioned it during the toughest times, when it felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulders and no one saw your struggles. But in those very moments, God was there, carrying you through, planting seeds of favor in the depths of your heart. It's easy to forget that, because the world has trained us to measure blessings only by the things we can see, by wealth, recognition, or applause. But God's blessings often begin as something hidden seeds that sprout quietly beneath the soil, waiting for the perfect moment to break through. In the Bible, we read about Abraham, who was promised descendants as numerous as the stars. Yet, for many years, he had no child. Look now toward heaven and count the stars if you are able to number them. So shall your descendants be. Genesis 15:5. For years, Abraham walked in faith, with no visible sign of fulfillment. But God was working in the hidden places, planting the seeds of his promise deep within him, even before Abraham could see it. Do you realize that, like Abraham, you've been walking in faith with seeds of blessing inside of you, unseen to the world, but known to heaven? Every quiet moment of faith, every decision to stand firm, has been a seed that has been planted in fertile ground. Just like a gardener who patiently nurtures the soil, God has been working in the unseen. Your seeds of favor have been quietly growing, deep in the roots of your soul. And now the soil around you is shifting. The conditions are changing. The rain that seemed to fall endlessly, those trials, those challenges, those hardships has watered those seeds. And the roots you didn't even know were growing are now ready to burst forth into something powerful. You may not have seen the progress in the storm, but God was working in the quiet, unseen places, aligning your life for this very moment. What was hidden under the ground is about to push through the surface. Have you felt it? That quiet stirring in your spirit? It's the movement of something divine, something that has been growing for years, and is now ready to be revealed. The world may not know yet, but heaven has been watching, preparing the soil around you. And soon, sooner than you think, you will feel it. You will wake up one day, and the air will feel different. It won't be because the world suddenly decided to value you. It will be because heaven's alignment with your destiny is about to be reflected in the world around you. Heaven has already known what was coming, and now the earth will catch up. The Bible speaks of the appointed time, a time when God's plans come to fruition, when everything He has been working on in secret becomes visible for the world to see. But at the appointed time I will return to you, according to the time of life. And Sarah shall have a son, Genesis 18:14. Just like Sarah, who bore Isaac at the appointed time, you too will see the promises that seemed delayed suddenly come to pass. It won't be because of your own striving, but because God's timing has been at work all along. You may have felt like you were waiting, standing still, not seeing results. But God's hand has been shaping your future in ways you couldn't perceive. Now, that future is about to break through the surface. Consider someone like J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, who faced years of rejection before her breakthrough. Rowling spent years nurturing her ideas in obscurity, often in dire financial situations, with no signs of success on the horizon. Yet, when the time was right, her books broke through, impacting millions worldwide. Just like her story, you too have been walking in a quiet season of preparation. And now, like her books, your destiny is about to be unveiled. The world may not have seen the work you've been doing, but heaven has been aligning things behind the scenes, preparing you for the moment when the world will finally take notice. This is where the blessing begins to manifest in ways you never imagined. The alignment you have carried inside you, the seeds you have faithfully nurtured, is now beginning to reflect on the outside. What was once invisible, what was once planted in the hidden places of your soul, is about to rise up and bear fruit. Your persistence, your faithfulness, your quiet endurance through the storms has not been in vain. Heaven has already recorded your efforts, and the harvest is coming. Stand tall now. Chosen one, you are about to witness the fruition of everything you've faithfully carried inside. Your seeds of favor are pushing through the surface, and the world will soon see what heaven has already known. This is not just a breakthrough, it is a divine revelation. The light that you've carried in secret will soon be seen by all. Your time to rise has come. The alignment between heaven and earth is here, and your blessing is unfolding before your eyes. Stand firm, for you are about to walk into the fullness of what God has been preparing for you. It won't just be in one area. That's the power of divine favor. It doesn't stay confined to a single lane. When God's favor descends on your life, it permeates every dimension of your existence, like an invisible current flowing through every area of your life, shifting what once seemed immovable. Have you ever noticed how things seem to shift around you without warning? It's not just in one area where you'll see change, but across every facet of your existence. Where you once felt pressed, you'll begin to feel space. The pressure that weighed you down before will start to lift. And where you once felt constant resistance, you'll now experience ease. Like a river that carves its way through the hardest rock, not because the river is forceful, but because it has been steadily flowing, shaping its path through patience and persistence. This doesn't mean that life becomes free of challenges. It doesn't mean the struggles disappear. It means that the challenges no longer drain you in the way they once did. Just like a car that has been refueled and is running smoothly again, you'll find that you're able to handle the roadblocks without losing momentum. God's favor is not the absence of hardship, it's the ability to handle hardship without being exhausted by it. Grace is carrying what once felt impossible, giving you the strength to persevere with renewed energy. The story of David when he faced Goliath, 1 Samuel 17. No one expected a shepherd boy to defeat the giant. But it wasn't luck. It wasn't a coincidence. It was divine favor at work. David had been through many quiet years of preparation, tending sheep, facing wild animals, practicing with his slingshot, an act that seemed insignificant at the time. But when it was his time, he was able to face Goliath with calm confidence, knowing that God's favor had already been on his life, giving him the courage to stand tall. David didn't chase the giant. He was simply prepared for the battle when it came. And just like David, God has been preparing you, quietly and steadily, for the moment when His favor will show up in your life in ways you never expected. If you remain still a little longer than you used to, you will begin to see it. God's favor showing up in conversations you didn't expect. Do you remember the last time you were in a conversation and something shifted, and you realized it was a divine appointment? That's not a coincidence. It's the favor of God opening doors that no one could shut. Opportunities that land in your hands without you having to fight for them, without you having to claw your way to the top. It's the peaceful calm that fills rooms where tension once reigned, the stillness that settles because the weight of heaven's favor has entered the space. This is not luck. This is not a coincidence. This is the reward of endurance. This is the return on years of quiet obedience. When no one saw your struggles, when no one noticed the times you stayed faithful in silence, choosing integrity over shortcuts. God saw it all. And now, you are about to experience the harvest. And here's what's powerful. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. Favor is not earned like wages. It is inherited like breath. You are not chasing after it. You are simply living in the fullness of what has already been given to you. You already carry it. You are already marked by it. Just like the natural phenomenon of magnetic fields that pull things in without force, favor naturally draws people and opportunities toward you. When divine favor begins to show in your life, it will attract people who once ignored you. It will unsettle them. Don't be surprised when those who once dismissed you now watch you closely. Unsure of what's changed, they can't quite explain it, but they sense that there is something different about you. Can you feel it? It's the shift in the atmosphere around you. It's the weight of heaven's approval finally manifesting on earth. It's as though the approval that was always there is now becoming visible to all, like sunlight breaking through a stormy sky. A perfect example of this can be seen in the life of Albert Einstein. Known as the father of modern physics, Einstein wasn't initially accepted by the academic world, but his brilliance, his quiet persistence, began to unfold into discoveries that changed everything. Einstein didn't chase fame or success. He simply stayed true to his passion for understanding the universe. And the favor he carried eventually transformed the world. The same is true for you. Your favor is not something you need to chase. It is something you simply need to walk in. And in due time, the world will recognize the unique power and blessing you carry. Stand tall now. Chosen one. The favor you've carried quietly will no longer be hidden. It's already beginning to show. You are walking in divine favor, and the world will soon witness it in full force. Your favor is not only for you, it's for those around you. Those who will be blessed simply by being in your presence. Heaven is about to show the world what it has known all along. Rise up, for the favor you carry is about to illuminate every area of your life, and the world will have no choice but to see it. Because of all the times they doubted you, all the times they dismissed you, all the moments when they assumed you were finished, when they counted you out and said, "It's over for them." But they had no idea what God was doing underneath the surface. They saw delay, but heaven saw development. While the world saw you as standing still, heaven was preparing you for the breakthrough you never thought possible. They saw quiet, but heaven saw preparation. What was happening in the unseen was a divine work, slowly but surely, shaping you into who you are meant to become. And now, the time has come when they will finally see what heaven has always known. In the Bible, we read about Joseph, who was thrown into a pit by his brothers and later sold into slavery. In the eyes of the world, Joseph's story was one of failure and defeat. Yet in God's eyes, it was a story of preparation, a story that would lead him to become second in command of all Egypt. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Genesis 50-20. Joseph's journey was filled with delays, denials, and disappointments. But heaven was working in the background, aligning his life for something far greater than he could have imagined. He wasn't waiting for God to love him, he was already loved. He wasn't waiting for proof of God's goodness, his life was the proof. The blessing was not coming. It was already on its way, hidden beneath the surface, preparing for the perfect moment to emerge. Does this not remind you of your own journey? You, too, are not waiting for God's love. He has already loved you. You are not waiting for proof of his goodness. You are living proof of it. Do you see it now? The blessing isn't something you have to chase after or earn, it's already here. Just as a tree does not stop being a tree when winter strips its leaves, so too, you have never stopped being who God designed you to be. The tree remains rooted, alive, and growing even when the outward signs seem to suggest otherwise. The season doesn't change its identity. It only hides what is inevitable. In the same way, nothing you've lost, nothing you've gone through has stolen your divine design. The roots of your faith have been deepening in this season of preparation, though unseen to the world. They have been growing, multiplying, and getting ready to bear fruit. The inspiring story of Kanye West, a name synonymous with success in the music industry, but not without his struggles. He faced public humiliation, personal battles, and criticism, yet through it all, he continued to persevere, choosing to stay true to his artistic vision. Kanye's career took unexpected turns, but his ability to navigate through criticism and constantly push forward, whether in music, fashion, or in his personal beliefs, showcases the strength of persistence and the rewards of staying true to one's purpose. Like Kanye, your journey has not been without struggles, but these challenges have made you stronger and more defined, preparing you for a harvest that others can't yet see. What they dismiss today will be the foundation of your future breakthrough. Another example can be found in the world of music itself. Ludwig van Beethoven, a legendary composer, continued to compose some of his most profound symphonies even after he lost his hearing. Despite being faced with one of the most devastating challenges any musician could face, he chose to continue composing music. His symphonies, like the famous Missa Solemnis, are filled with rich layers of emotion, complexity, and beauty. Beethoven's resilience was a reflection of the depth of the spirit. He didn't let silence define him, he let it fuel him. Just like Beethoven's music, the silence you have experienced, the times when you felt overlooked or unheard, have been the very soil that's nourished the masterpiece of your life. Now, chosen one, the season is shifting. You've carried the blessing quietly for so long, and heaven is preparing to reveal it. What was hidden is now about to be revealed, and the fruit you've been quietly growing is about to break through the surface. This is not a coincidence, this is divine timing. What once seemed delayed will now become undeniable. The blessings you've quietly carried are about to manifest in public ways. Your quiet resilience, your unseen acts of faith, and your patient endurance. Heaven has already celebrated what's to come, and now it's your time to walk in it. Stand tall now. Chosen one, you have carried the weight of preparation, of unseen blessing, and now the time has come for the world to see it. You have been walking in favor that the world cannot yet comprehend, but soon they will see the fruit of your obedience, the harvest that you've been quietly cultivating for so long. Rise up, for the favor you've carried for years is about to flood your life in ways that are beyond anything you've imagined. The shift has come, and your season of breakthrough is here. Someday soon, you'll realize you don't have to strain so much. You'll notice that what once drained you no longer holds the same power. Can you feel it? You'll look around, and doors will begin to open, not because you forced them, but because they were always yours. Earth is catching up with heaven, aligning with the favor that has been working silently in your life. And when that moment comes, don't shrink from it. Don't second guess it. Receive it with confidence. For every tear, every prayer, every act of love that went unseen was a deposit in eternity. Heaven does not run out of resources, and eternity always pays back with interest. This is not mere coincidence. It is the reward of endurance, the return on years of quiet obedience. The seeds you've sown in silence are about to sprout in public. Isn't it incredible that all those quiet moments of integrity are about to bear visible fruit? Take a moment to think about the physics of resonance. Imagine a tuning fork, struck with precision, sending out sound waves. You may not see the energy at first, but once it finds the right resonance, the vibration ripples through the air. Similarly, your consistent actions, your unwavering faith, have been sending out waves of divine resonance into the world. And now, those waves are beginning to affect everything they touch. The inspiring story of Greta Thunberg, the Swedish environmental activist who, at the age of 15, began protesting outside the Swedish parliament. For years, her single act of quiet defiance, a solitary sit-in, was dismissed by many. But over time, her resolve resonated with millions across the world, eventually catalyzing the global Fridays for future movement. Thunberg didn't seek fame or validation. She simply stood firm in her belief that change was possible. Her quiet endurance created waves of change, and the world began to listen. Can you feel how your own persistence, even in the face of opposition, is starting to reverberate into the world around you? Just like Greta's quiet action, the favor you've carried has been quietly working beneath the surface. Just like a skyscraper being built, you may not have seen the full picture while the foundation was being laid. But now, as the framework begins to rise, everything you've worked for is becoming visible. The soil was being prepared, the foundation was being strengthened, and now you are seeing the structure of your life emerge. The blessing is not coming later, it is already here, waiting for you to see it. It's not about manipulating the situation. It's about the alignment that has been happening in the unseen realms. Like a neuroplasticity shift in psychology, where the brain rewires itself through constant effort and persistence. Your life has been rewiring in the quiet. Every act of obedience, no matter how small it seemed, has been reshaping you, realigning your heart, your mind, and your soul with divine purpose. Here's the final truth. Favor is not earned like wages, it is inherited like breath. You don't need to chase after it, you are living in it already. It is in your every step, every decision, every moment of stillness. It is a deep, unseen flow that moves with you, even when you can't see the full picture. Do you see it now? You are walking in favor that is so ingrained in you. It feels like an extension of your very being. But when that favor begins to manifest, it unsettles people. Don't be surprised when those who once ignored you now watch you closely. Some may not even know why, but they will sense it. It's not just you they're sensing. It's the weight of heaven's approval finally breaking through into the world. Just like the mathematical concept of entropy, where order emerges from chaos. You've walked through chaos, but now your life is being ordered in a way that reveals the divine plan, a plan that was hidden, but is now unfolding in the most powerful way. Stand tall now, chosen one. You've carried the weight of preparation. You've walked through the silence, and now the world will see the fruit of your labor. What was hidden beneath the surface is about to be revealed, and you will no longer have to fight for it. It will come to you. Rise up, for this is your season, and everything you've been working for is now coming into alignment. Chosen one, you've done it. You've defied the odds, stood tall when others expected you to fall, and carried the weight of your divine purpose with unwavering faith. Heaven couldn't believe it, but now they stand in awe of your strength, your resilience, and your ability to hold on to God's promise in the midst of trials. What you've accomplished wasn't easy, but every step you've taken has been marked with favor. Your journey is a testament to the incredible power that resides within you. God has been preparing you for this moment, and the world will soon see the fruit of your quiet endurance. You are not just walking in divine favor, you are becoming the living proof of God's promises. The challenges you faced weren't setbacks, they were setups for your breakthrough. And now, as you stand at the threshold of your season of favor, remember this: it's not about what the world thinks or sees. It's about what heaven already knows, and what is about to be revealed on earth. The time for your breakthrough has come, and everything you've endured, every sacrifice you've made, has been part of a divine plan unfolding right before your eyes. Now, it's your time. You've persevered, and heaven is about to reward your faithfulness. Step into the blessing that has always been yours. Let your light shine. Let your voice be heard. And let your story inspire those around you. This is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and comment below. Let's spread this message of hope, faith, and divine favor to the world. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a word of encouragement that can empower your journey. A huge thank you to everyone who has supported this channel, whether through super thanks or simply by being here, listening and sharing in this journey. Your support means more than words can express. I pray that God continues to bless you, strengthen you, and pour His favor into every area of your life. May you walk in the full manifestation of God's promises. May you rise in favor, shine in light, and be the beacon of hope and inspiration that others need. Blessings to you. Chosen one, your season of breakthrough is here.